Constant bass.
Hey, what is up, guys? The Naruto chapter came out early to this week, and that kind of screwed me up. But because I didn't bring you guys a review last week, I said, screw it, let's go ahead and do this review and get that out to you guys on, what would that be, today being Wednesday. Now, this review is going to be a double review for chapters 646 and 647. So I'm not going to go into extreme detail about each chapter, just kind of more or less chain the two together. It's relatively simple between the two chapters. All that we really had happen in the initial chapter, which is 646, the Jubi takes on its final form, which is a giant friggin' tree. It looks like the Tree of Might. Ironically, before I read the chapter, I was in a Dragon Ball Z mode and I was watching the Tree of Might, and then I read the chapter, and I feel like Kishimoto did the exact same thing. So the Jubi turns into a giant ass tree. What they do in that chapter as well is they basically explain that this tree is kind of like really the progenitor of chakra. It is kind of like that, the tree of knowledge in the Bible. So that it kind of makes that sort of reference. We have wars going on before people had chakra. So this goddess lady, I think her name was Kaguya Shinju, or maybe the tree is the Shinju tree, but whatever, her name is Kaguya something. That's all we need to know. And she eats the fruit, gains chakra, and basically puts an end to the war. She has a child. Her child is the Rikudo Sennin. He also gave us his name as well, which I can't remember. I'll probably pop it up in the description, or it'll be somewhere on the screen. But we learn the name of the Sage of the Six Paths, which is interesting. And the Sage of Six Paths combats the Jubi because the Jubi's pissed off that man ate the fruit, as they were told not to eat the fruit. We don't know who told them not to eat the fruit. We just know that they were told not to eat the fruit, and the woman ate the fruit anyway. Again, it seems like Kishimoto's really drawing from biblical stories there, and then also drawing from the natural way in Japan. There's a lot of shows that they have the giant ash trees at some point, and they have some sort of significance, probably spiritually in Japanese and the different religions, probably Shinto, as that's what a lot of anime and manga pulls from in Japan. But anyway, it turns into a tree, and that was really the end of that chapter. Sarutobi comes back. People are getting, basically their chakra gets sucked up by the tree, like how a normal tree sucks up water for nutrients. It looks like this tree sucks up chakra, so it absorbed Naruto's chakra and a bunch of other people's chakra. Naruto gets saved, as I said, by Sarutobi, so he's not done. He comes in at the nick of time. I guess he was able to regenerate, because like I said before, Jubito gained control of the Jubi. It didn't seem like to me he was using that light and darkness technique to nullify all jutsu. And because Hiruzen came back, I think it's safe to assume that at that time he wasn't. So that's why Hiruzen was able to come back and wasn't just one off, because that would have sucked for him anyway. So that's pretty much that chapter. The Tree of Might forms. We get an explanation from Madara of the time before chakra, and he said that basically the stone tablet just told the history of the ninja world in full. Now, we don't know if there's more to that tablet, but knowing Kishimoto, if there's some sort of way to reverse this jutsu or do something else regarding this jutsu, there's probably something more to the tablet that Madara hasn't revealed yet. Because, moving into the next chapter now, during this time, I'm kind of skipping around, but during this time of the next chapter, Madara basically states that my trump card, or his goal here, is while they're waiting for the flower at the top of the Tree of Might, but I'm just calling it the Tree of Might even though it's a Shinju tree, the Tree of Might, they're waiting on that to basically for it to bloom so that the eye can look up at the moon and initiate the moon's eye plan. Madara tells Hashirama that, yeah, I'm going to basically take Obito's place using your chakra, your sage powers. Don't know what the hell that means. That's basically what he warns Hashirama, basically just says, this is what I'm doing. And Hashirama at this point basically relays his message to everyone through Ino of the Yamanaka clan. So they use the whole mind transfer, speaking telepathically thing. And that's really most of the core stuff that happens in this week's chapter. We learn that it's supposed to take 15 minutes for the jutsu to activate. Now, the interesting thing is here, we actually get clarification as to why Tobi or Madara, Jubito, Obito, whatever the fuck we're calling him, did not use the power of the 8 tails and 9 tails that he had initially, which was just from Ginkaku and Kinkaku for the QB, and then having the 8 tails like Ox Tentacle, and why that's not enough, or wasn't necessarily enough to kick off the Moon's Eye plan. Basically, all it did, because of Juby's incomplete, it's going to take 15 minutes for this eye to open up and activate the jutsu. 15 minutes in anime time could be God knows how long, but that's why he needed the full QB and the full Hachibi so that he could do it instantaneously. But because he doesn't have them, there's a time limit. It's going to take a little bit of time, which is convenient because now we'll get to see Madara how he's going to pull off this supposed trump card using Hashirama's Sage powers. I don't know if that means Hashirama's Sage powers is in Hashirama himself or the Hashirama like face cells that he's got attached to his chest. So I'm not sure what he's referring to there, either his Hashirama that's on his body or the Hashirama that he's fighting. But either way, that's what Madara says he's going to do. And then while we have this little mental conversation of Hashirama telling everybody what the hell's going on, everyone gets their little flashback because they're seeing into Naruto's heart, because he's like crying like a little bitch now because, you know, he kind of feels like he failed and all this other stuff. So while they're talking about his regrets and he doesn't want to live with any regrets, Sasuke basically jumps into the battle and activates his Susanoo and slices through one of the branches and basically says something to the effect of Naruto like, are you just going to give up or what are you doing? So after Naruto kind of has that internal monologue, he gets up, activates his Biju mode with his Sage mode, and goes into battle. So him and Sasuke and probably everybody else, because Orochimaru, Suigetsu, Karin, and the 5 Kages are arriving in this chapter. So everyone's going to be on the battlefield finally. So I'm assuming everyone's just going to go ham and attack the tree and try and chop it down, is what it looks like. Or maybe they can just take out Jubito himself and not have to worry about it. But it looks like that's what's about to happen. Everyone's going to go in and attack. So for this chapter, I think that what we're going to see here is going to be more, not necessarily exposition at this point, but just battle, which is what I want. And I hope we don't get any more damn flashbacks. Let it be internal monologues or what. I mean, I think that this was one of the few times that Kishimoto did it in a nice way that kind of made sense. But at the same time, when I heard that it was going to be 21 pages, I was hoping for 21 pages of epic, not 8 pages of stuff we've already seen and stuff we already know that Naruto feels in the first place. But it was in any rate, it was an okay addition. Not really much to say. I mean, these 2 chapters had more information than anything else, information that we needed, but it had a lot of fluff in it as well. So all in all, these 2 chapters weren't bad. I guess I'd give them a good, and that's pretty much it. I would love to know what you guys thought of these 2 chapters. I'll try not to do any more double reviews. Honestly, I don't really like it because I just feel like it's really scattered. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below of this chapter. What do you think is going to happen next? And all that good stuff. I'm Snowsuke, and I'm out. Peace.